A frightened medieval schoolboy, wearing a dark wool cloak, stares at a mysterious wooden door that suddenly appeared overnight, inside an ancient stone classroom lit by candles, old parchment manuscript illustration, medieval storybook art, hand-painted texture, ornate border, dark vintage atmosphere, cinematic shadows, ultra-detailed, inside a candlelit medieval classroom filled with wooden desks and dusty scrolls. Students whisper in fear, while a glowing ancient door stands against the stone wall where nothing existed before. Aged parchment texture, medieval manuscript style, dark fantasy storybook illustration, ultra-detailed. A lonely medieval student slowly approaches a strange carved door, covered with glowing symbols, inside a forgotten monastery classroom. Ancient illustrated storybook art, hand-painted old manuscript aesthetic, dramatic candle lighting, parchment texture, ultra-detailed. The mysterious classroom door emits warm golden light across dusty stone floors, while frightened students hide behind wooden benches in an old medieval academy. Vintage manuscript illustration style, ornate border, cinematic shadows, ultra-detailed. Close view of the ancient wooden door covered in strange runes and claw marks, beside cracked stone walls inside a medieval classroom. Old illustrated manuscript art, aged parchment texture, dark vintage atmosphere, ultra-detailed. A young medieval boy reaches toward the glowing doorknob with trembling hands, while candle flames flicker violently around the dark classroom. Hand-painted storybook illustration, ancient parchment style, dramatic shadows, ultra-detailed. The classroom door creaks open, revealing a hidden, endless library filled with floating candles and forgotten books beyond reality. Medieval fantasy manuscript art, cinematic vintage atmosphere, ornate border, ultra-detailed. Medieval students freeze in terror as black smoke slowly escapes from the mysterious classroom door, beneath ringing bronze bells. Old storybook illustration style, aged parchment texture, ultra-detailed. A hooded medieval teacher stares silently at the strange door, while ancient symbols glow across classroom walls in the candlelit academy. Dark fantasy manuscript art, hand-painted vintage illustration, ultra-detailed. The boy discovers his own name carved into the mysterious classroom door in glowing golden letters from centuries ago. Emotional medieval storybook illustration, parchment texture, cinematic shadows, ultra-detailed. A massive hidden hallway, filled with forgotten portraits and burning lanterns, appears behind the mysterious classroom door. Old manuscript fantasy art, dark vintage atmosphere, ultra-detailed. The classroom suddenly becomes empty, while the medieval boy stands alone before the glowing door under flickering candlelight. Haunting storybook illustration, ultra-detailed. Shadowy figures with glowing eyes watch silently from inside the mysterious classroom doorway during a violent thunderstorm. Medieval dark fantasy manuscript art, cinematic lighting, ultra-detailed. The medieval boy runs through ancient stone corridors after escaping the mysterious classroom door, while ghostly bells echo through the academy. Hand-painted storybook illustration, dark vintage atmosphere, ultra-detailed. At sunrise, the mysterious door still stands inside the medieval classroom, while terrified students avoid looking at it. Ancient illustrated storybook art, aged parchment texture, ornate border, cinematic shadows, ultra-detailed.